Welcome back to Barry Says, and today we're going to do a little gear review. I'm going to show you a couple of cool things I've come across in the last month or so that I think are worth kind of checking out. A couple of these are running related and one's just super cool. I'll give you a quick breakdown. One, I'm going to talk about this Vapor water bottle, which I think is pretty neat. And I'm going to talk about this Tyvek wallet, an ultralight minimalist fully recyclable wallet, and then I'm also going to talk about this North Face, it's called the Verto jacket, and it's basically kind of a rain slicker, but kind of a lot more than a rain slicker. So let's start with the Vapor bottle. So when we were doing this, we were just in, I believe it was Skagway, and we hiked to Upper Lake. And, oh, you know what, since we're doing this, I'll show you the one other cool piece of gear I got. I got this really awesome ultralight backpack. It's like ripstop nylon. And this is what I took on our 7-mile hike. It says it takes 5 to 6 hours to do this hike, and that it is rigorous or grueling. That was the term the field guide used. It's a grueling trail. And it's 3,400 feet or 3,600 feet in 3.5 miles, so it was a pretty steep ascent. And we did basically, we had some stops, so we weren't really counting the stops. We were messing around, panning for gold in this one little stream, and then went for a swim at one point. Well, Jonathan went for a swim. It was freezing cold. I got into my knees, and my shins felt like they were on fire, like the cold was going right into the bone. It was very, very cold. But this is a Sea to Summit ultralight backpack. It has no bells and whistles. It doesn't have any chest straps. It weighs absolutely nothing. And what I really like about this bag, other than the fact that it packs up to just microscopic proportions, well, not microscopic, but very small proportions, it's got a really nice adjuster, and it packs, to give you an idea, when you buy it, it packs into this itty-bitty little bag. It's that little itty-bitty pouch. The whole thing packs in that itty-bitty little pouch. Then you can clip it on or whatever. But what I love about this pack is, even though it doesn't have any straps or anything, and there's no frame, so you have to pack it wisely when you're getting it ready. What I love about this pack is that if you run with, for a woman, I assume if you had like a halter top or something, so you still had a lot of skin exposed on the back. But for me, if I'm running shirtless, as soon as I start to sweat, gross, he sweats, yeah. As soon as I start to sweat, the back panel here just sticks to you. So even though there's no straps or anything to keep it kind of locked in place, the nylon itself is sticking to your back, which really kind of makes it more stable. I found that to be really nice, because I prefer to run with as little as possible. If I can run with no shirt on, then I certainly will, even when there's snow outside, just to keep moving. So very, very happy with this bag. Again, it's a Sea to Summit. I don't know much more about it. Yeah, Cordura brand fabric. I'm sure if you got online, if I find a link to it, I'll put it below. But this, super duper cool. And kind of along the same lines of the minimalism, the one thing I didn't like was I had my backpack on and my water bottle was in the backpack. So I was trying to find some way to have water a little more accessible. I could because it does have a dual zipper, I could probably run a hydration bladder in there and just kind of clip it onto this little bag at the top or something. But in the meantime, I wanted something I could wear to hydrate, and I found this Vapor bottle, which is super flexible. When you do fill it up, it opens up on the bottom, kind of like a Capri Sun bag, so it'll actually stand up. It's got this handy little carabiner, so you can clip it on. And next time I go for a run, I'm going to try out having this clipped right on the strap. So I think it'll kind of lay flat, and I'll have my water more easily accessible. I won't have to take the backpack off when I want to get water out or something. Anytime you go minimalist, you're going to have some trade-offs. Things kind of bounce around in this pack if you don't pack them well, for example. But I found this to be perfect. It gives me all the room I need to carry an extra little bit of gear, or a survival blanket in case we get stranded up there, and a whistle and a couple other little things. But yeah, so I really am excited to try out this vapor bag. That's about all I have to say about that. And then found this. This is a North Face Summit Series, not a Vespa, Verdo jacket. And this wasn't necessarily my first choice of color, but it was the only one they had in a big enough size. And this also super minimalist. This weighs absolutely nothing. You could throw this into a tiny little pouch if you had a belt pouch while you're running a long run or whatever. But if you look, it's got this pocket on the front, and the entire jacket fits inside of that little pocket. So once again, it's super small. It has a hood, but again, minimalist, no bells, whistles. It doesn't have any cinch straps. So what I found is when you are wearing this, what you can do is if you have a beanie, assuming it's cold enough for a beanie, if it's kind of blowing around, you've got your jacket on, if this is up on top, you can put your beanie on. If it's super windy, basically, is a problem. It'll kind of blow it off or blow it down over your eyes. So if you put your beanie on over it, it just gives you a ton of warmth. It's not waterproof like Gore-Tex or something, but if you're essentially moving and keeping a little bit of body heat going, this jacket is absolutely amazing. It looks like it would tear very quickly and easily, but it's pretty darn tough. I've run into some branches and whatnot, and it's fine. Basically running around, it was summer of course, but running around in the hills in Alaska in the snow and everything with just this or a light t-shirt and this over it, and I was plenty warm. It's an amazing piece of gear. Once again, North Face Summit Series, and it's the Verdo jacket. And I did try to find these online because I wanted to get a different color, and if I'd found it, I found this at a where was it? Foggy Mountain Shop in, is that Juneau? No, it wasn't Juneau. One of the Alaskan stops. We have a number of ports up here. But I definitely wanted to support the shop, and since I couldn't find this online, I went ahead and bought it from them. I would have picked a different color, but this will also make me more visible if I ever am in a situation where I need to be found or need a little help out there or something. And then, this is not gear related or running related or anything like that, but it is, I think it's kind of cool. This is a Mighty Wallet. That's the name of the company, and ooh, look at that. Mighty Wallet. Mighty Wallet. I just started my music. It's made from Tyvek, which, if you've ever mailed a letter in one of those plastic envelopes that are virtually indestructible or impossible to open, that's made from the same thing. This is Tyvek as well. This is the confetti model, so bet you can't guess why they call it the confetti model. And yeah, I don't have a ton to say about this. It has two pockets, which is kind of cool. And then oh, that's another cool thing. As you put more stuff into this, the plastic / paper sort of expands, so it just kind of gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and just no matter what you put in there, it just sort of adapts to it. You've got place for your cards. Two end straps. I've got a customs immigration form all filled out, ready to go. I've got some business cards in the other one, and of course money. Then I've got a check, and then receipts, and I don't know. It seems to have, the only thing it doesn't have is it doesn't have a clear window, which would be, for me, I don't really need it, but I know some people really like having a clear window on their wallet. So this is by Mighty Wallet. They have a whole bunch of different designs, and I looked online, and it seems that there are a few YouTube videos that actually tell you how to fold one of your own. I didn't find any that were quite as nice as this. It's got real nice cutouts, and also the cards. This area right here is not, you can't actually, the card won't slide up to there. There's like a little ridge in here that keeps the cards nice and taut in there, which is kind of cool. But really love this. It's super thin, super light, water essentially indestructible. I expect it to last a long time, and I'm pretty hard on wallets, so yeah, I'm very excited about that. And yeah, do I have any other gear reviews for you? I talked about this in one of my other videos. The Second Skin Blister, still my absolute favorite. Love these, love these, love these. They're awesome, especially if you're going to be running. But if you need a less aggressive solution, I've been using these since I'm I'm out of this, so I had to find something. But I bought this in Victoria, Canada. It's just the Dr. Scholl's blister treatment. There's 8 of them in there. The problem I had with these was they weren't quite big enough to cover the blisters I had, because the blisters were so big. But what I do like about these is it advertises you can stays in place for days, nearly invisible. So I kind of like the idea of being able to throw it on there once the blisters had healed enough to just leave it in place for a day or two. So that was kind of cool. I'll probably put 1 or 2 of these into my first aid kit or my running kit. So if I have a light blister coming on, then I can throw one of these on. And then for more aggressive ones, I'll be using the second skin. And the nice thing also about the second skin, which I didn't realize until it was too late, but they have these patches. I'll just take one off so you can actually see it. And these are just little adhesive foam pads, and they're sticky on one side. And it's just basically, if you start to get a hot spot, you can stick one of these on. Say I had a hot spot on my knuckle, I could just stick that on there, and it just will hopefully alleviate the pressure and prevent the blister from getting worse. So before you even have a full-on blister, there is hot spot remedies, and again, I haven't tried these yet, but I assume they stay on very, very well, because my experience with this product so far has been exemplary. That's about it. I'm gonna go have some lunch. See you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.